What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cigars and Sips for those who appreciate the slow burn. And of course, this space is dedicated to anyone who appreciates cigars, a good drink, good company, and good conversations. So why don't you grab a glass, cut the cigar, and let's get to it. One of my plans with this channel is to be as authentic as possible. I'm not going to front for the camera and act like I smoke a new cigar every time. That'd be definitely disingenuous because sometimes it may take me a few sessions, depending on how big the cigar is. Especially when it's thick and it's one of those slow burning cigars like the one I'm smoking now. This is the one from the first episode, the Julieta 1875. We still at it, baby. Let's go. Now, I have to say, one of my favorite slow burners will have to be the Arturo Fuente, known for excellent construction and even burns. Y'all might have heard about the Hemingway series, Opus X, and a lot more. Those slow burners tend to have long filler tobacco and thick wrapper leaves, which produces steadier smoke, slow ash progression, and give more time for great longer conversations. Let's make this conversation today. Second episode. I know how y'all feel. If you have any comments about the whole episode, what you want to see more of, less off, whatever it is, put it in the comments section. Now, with that being said, our conversation today is about this cigar that I lit already. This is the same cigar from the first episode, like I said earlier. So our conversation specifically today is what the cigar tastes like as it progresses. Also, how it tastes when paired with the whiskey, which is the bourbon that I'm still drinking. I don't know. I'm thinking of the name for this episode. I think we're going to call it, let's call it the progression of a good smoke. Because the truth of the matter is a cigar really never tastes the same from the beginning to the end. You got to understand that there's 3 stages to smoking a cigar. I call them the 3 thirds. The first third on the first episode, that was the first third. When you're smoking it, that's when the cigar introduces itself. The second third is when it settles in. The third third, that's when the cigar reveals its truth. And also, as I'm smoking this, I don't know what type of cigar smoker you is, but for me, when I get to this part where the label is, I like to tear it off. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of do that. Put it in my ashtray so the cigar just kind of looks like this, because you don't want to smoke that paper with the glue and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You want to obviously expose the rest of the cigar so you can smoke it. Anyway, like I said, on our first episode, we might have covered the first third or the introduction when we talked about the initial spice, smoke production, and whiskey reaction. So let's pick it up on the second third. This is usually where the cigar settles. It develops more depth as the flavor transitions. The body decreases and the whiskey changes the palate, and you start getting those retrohale notes. I'm picking up more cedar and toasted wood notes now. I can also feel a light creaminess still hanging around in the background. The pepper from the beginning has calmed down a little now. Definitely the smoke feels a lot more calmer and a lot more balanced now, refined. Honestly, as y'all can see so far, the burn has been consistent. The ash has been holding on nicely, and the draw remained effortless, as y'all can see. Effortless. I didn't have to relight over and over again. And that goes back to how, when you light it up or when you toast it from the beginning, this is what you get. Honestly, this is also one of the reasons why the Julieta is a smoker's favorite, whether you are a beginner or a long-time smoker. Right. Anyhow, let's bring the bourbon into the equation now, because this is where things get a little interesting, right? I'll add a little more. All right. So, the caramel and vanilla oak notes from the whiskey are beginning to blend into the cigar's creamy tobacco profile. I'm not gonna lie, after taking a sip, the next draw feels so smooth, almost richer, like the flavors are coating the palate together. And for me, this is why this pairing works, because neither the cigar or the bourbon are fighting for attention. It's almost like they're elevating each other, which is good and what we need in our community, you dig? And this part of the cigar is usually my favorite because everything settles in. The cigar itself opens up, the bourbon influence becomes more noticeable. I mean, the whole experience slows down into something more relaxing. The smoke conversations get deeper, the music sounds better, and the time starts moving slower. Oh. I don't want to make the episode too long, so I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all what the last third of smoking this cigar feels like. And this is based on my smoking experience, not just on this session with y'all, but over the years. The sweetness of the bourbon helps balance out the strength building up within the cigar. The caramel and the oak from the whiskey smooths the edges and keeps the experience well-rounded instead of harsh. And honestly speaking, the final third is really what this cigar culture is about. It's all about slowing down, reflecting, and enjoying the moment. You know, appreciating how the experience evolved from the first light to the final ash. Y'all gotta remember, a good cigar tells a story, and the best pairings evolve together. Each cigar has a progression. Today, this one delivered. Let me know in the comment section what y'all experience is, and let me know what topics y'all want me to cover. And until next time, y'all remember, light your cigar slow, sip something worth remembering, and let the world wait a little longer. It's been another episode, Cigars and Sips, y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.